Oh, it's time. Time to get radical.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome to Radical Comment of the Week for November 22nd through November 28th, 2021. These are the very best comments from that time period. Starting out with the honorable mentions, we got GTV Japan, Abel Diaz Urbina, and the Winged Avenger. The bronze medal comes to us from Juliet India Mobile. Rick, curious on your thoughts about the revival of G4. I think that nostalgia was tugging on my heartstrings when I saw that they were returning, but the return is off. While I'm fully aware that it will never be what it once was, it seems a bit tainted. Beyond the return of Adam and Kevin, they have a bunch of these people who I have no idea who they are, and they're terrible. The wrestler guy isn't bad, and he's entertaining. However, the rest are trying really hard to be relevant, funny or entertaining, and failing. Instead of embracing it, I end up turning it off. Maybe I'm just getting older, but it just doesn't have the same appeal to me. Still curious what your thoughts are. If you have time, no expectations. Yeah, I checked out the channel on YouTube. I mean, it's back. I don't know if I have the cable channel that G4 is supposedly back on. I just haven't kept up. I know that there was a big reunion around Christmas time last year, wasn't it? Where Adam Sessler got with Kevin and a lot of people around a big table. And they had Kristen Holt, I believe, there. And of course, I forget her name, the person that did X-Play with Adam Sessler, you know. I checked out a bit of Adam Sessler's review of Halo Infinite. And I was like, okay, that's Adam Sessler. It's Adam Sessler, right? And as far as it feeling off, I haven't checked out enough to really kind of tell if it feels off or not. Of course, like I don't know really all that much about the original. So you're asking me and I'm like, I've only seen like bits of X-Play on YouTube, what people have kind of archived. But I'm aware of G4, you know, to an extent, but it's early days. I don't know about its early days that much, but talking about like things coming back and feeling a bit off and, you know, returning, big returns. Well, we see this often with TV shows, sitcoms, movie series, when they bring it back because the fans want the original people, the original cast to return, but maybe it's just off. Maybe the people that come back, maybe they don't care or they're not as passionate anymore. Or in this case, you say that some of the originals came back like Adam and Kevin, but then they added all these new people. And, you know, you're like, who are these people? I don't know these people. Then it's, of course, going to be a little bit off. I don't know if there's a certain way that G4 was or a certain kind of comedy. I don't know. But literally, if Adam is back and Kevin is back, I guess just focus on how great it is of what you remember from them. That's the only thing I can think of. But yeah, I mean, things come back all the time and they're never like they used to be because, well, things can never be like they used to be. And that's just with anything, you know. Thank you, Juliet India Mobile. Red Stress 97. Here is where I have to disagree with you, Radical Rick. E-begging has unfortunately taken over YouTube. Yes, not everyone does it, but when you have YouTube itself promoting it with their join button, you can easily see that it's losing battle. It's a losing battle with most people when their sub count goes to a certain amount. Also, like you said, there are different levels of e-begging. I get educating people as to why they shouldn't do it. Give them a perspective that they haven't thought about it before. And criticism can be used if they decide to ignore the advice. However, I feel that scammers and manipulators should be very much called out. Now, what is the easiest way to keep tabs on these awful people? That's right, you sub to them. You have to be on top of them with their schemes, and subbing does not give them money. I think we have done a great job here on this channel calling out these scammers. However, telling people that they are not welcome due to subbing to these guys, that's just something I can't agree with you on, Radical Rick. By the way, Wood has pretty much moved to Twitch now, doing the rare occasional video here on YouTube. He said a long time ago that he found YouTube too toxic. Sounds to me he couldn't take the criticism. Lady Decade is a horrible e-beggar. I can't stand her on TGGM because of their constant e-begging post. It's sickening to me, and it's so bad I can't sub to them. But that is me. If anyone wants to sub to them to keep tabs on their scams, then I don't see anything wrong with it. Someone has to do it to alert the public as to what's going on. A couple things here. You said Wood Beat 'em Ups has moved on to Twitch. Well, I think on that it just takes a whole lot less, work to go to Twitch and make your money and get your donations on there. So that seems like a natural place for Wood to go. Sometimes you'll see that on YouTube, where they figure, wait, we could just upload maybe one upload in a blue moon. Even if they, get a lot off their uploads and they have a bigger channel, they'll just say, you know what, I can make a lot more money just going to Twitch and playing video games. Yeah, so that could be possible on that. But, less Woodhawker uploads on YouTube. I mean, that's a great thing. I'm just at a loss here. I'm at a loss for words. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't know why you would actually willingly subscribe to these people, and then they can go on social media and look how many more subscribers I have. Fuck that shit, Restrise97. Fuck it. Find another way to keep tabs on these people other than hitting the subscribe. And so, of course, I'm going to go into people's accounts occasionally if they come here and they're talking about a Metal Jesus and they don't like the Metal Jesus and they don't like the scamming. They don't like his e-begging. Okay, put your money where your fucking mouth is. Unsubscribe. I respectfully disagree with you, Restrise97. And the shiny gold medal comes to us from Martyville. I don't think one has to complete a game to review it, but it really doesn't seem like these reviewers spend enough time with the game. Like, I could review something like Sonic 1 even though I didn't beat it, since I have enough experience since my childhood and I played it a lot. Now, I would likely be rusty considering I didn't play it almost a decade for, and I don't have the time to finish it since I also play other games. I realize most of the criticism these reviewers voice are ending up being pointless since later down the line, some issues will be fixed. Like if I play a game up to level 5, but then claim it's not challenging, that could backfire if level 6 onwards their bosses require skill or are completely unfair. Or if I try to explain the story with just my gameplay knowledge, but never figure out aliens attack the planet in the story. So game progression is a bad metric, and time can also be a bad metric. Usually, what you accomplished and how much times you replayed can affect your opinion on the game. And I don't know if this modern era, if you would love to replay a game, find the time to replay a game, or if the game is a type of experience you should re-experience since some demand you play indefinitely like Animal Crossing or the average Pokemon game. So, if I were to review a game, I do so if I have a strong feeling about it, like, how does it compare to other entries? Do I have any attachment to the brand? Did I really play this game expecting something out of it? Well, a good point on something like Animal Crossing, or the games that require you to invest a large portion of your life into. There's all different kinds of games. I think it would be easier to review something maybe like a shooter, right? Just maybe a 30-minute shooter game on the SNES, because there's no really story elements, there's no plot twist, there's nothing to spoil, because you're thinking about, like, a lot of these games are like movies now, specifically the Telltale games are like movies now, so there's different aspects of the game. How do you factor in maybe the cutscenes with the gameplay? Would you actually have that be a factor in the review? It used to be a lot easier to review games because they were just games. But now games are more like experiences, not just with the story elements, but with the online element. And then what do? Do you review the multiplayer separate from the single player? So then you have to have two separate reviews. It is very difficult to really, truly review a game nowadays, where, reviewing a movie, that's a lot simpler. Because, like I said, I forget where I said it, but I said, hey, if you have a 2-hour movie, you can watch it twice and maybe pay close attention to it the second go around. But, to really, truly review a game, you can't review it the same day it comes out. You can't spend 4 or 5 hours on a game, one of these bigger AAA games, and go, here's my thoughts on it, like Dreamcast guy. You can't do that. No, you can't do that. And you get called out because you didn't even fully complete it. You didn't do maybe the side stuff. You didn't realize this little point about the game. You can't do that. So when you try to review a game on YouTube specifically, and you crap it out just to be first before everyone else, people call you out on it. So is there a way to fix that? Maybe an initial thoughts or my initial review you come out with. Just be 100% self-aware of it and say, okay, this is my initial review of it. And then I'll have a final review later. Maybe that's an idea.